Are we starting to show some real ambition in this summer window? My friends, we have some big developments to get through, some big updates to discuss. So I hope you enjoy. Hit that like button. If you guys want to back me this summer window, please follow my TikTok. You'll find a link below in the description. Check it out and make sure you guys follow. Hope you enjoy, and let's get straight into things. As I told you guys yesterday, expect the official reveal for our new home kit for next season to come out this Friday, so stay tuned. Already the club have put out forms if you guys want to pre-register, and make sure you secure your new home shirt as soon as possible. But obviously in the run-up to this announcement on Friday, we're seeing leaks after leaks after leaks that it makes so much sense. And as I said, with the Club World Cup coming up, we'll be playing in the new kit, so it makes sense to launch this a bit earlier. Now, we are also seeing some other indications behind other pre-match kits and the goalkeeper kit for next season as well. The black's not looking too bad, but I have to say the pre-match kit, the white one, yeah, this looks clean. Like, I'm going to rock this throughout the entire summer. That's the one I'm looking forward to the most. I don't think I've asked you guys this, but what's your actual thoughts and opinions on the new home season kit? I don't think it's bad. I think it's safe. I think it's inoffensive. I like the fact that they've stuck with the traditional club crest and badge and haven't done this like new modern lion look that we use for our third kit for this season. I was not a big fan of that. I don't want to see that type of stuff here. But at the same time, I don't know. I liked our last two home kits. I thought they were fun. I thought they were bold. I think this home kit is one of my favorite home kits actually in like a long time. I think people probably wrote it off a bit too soon, but I think it's probably a grower. And if you guys have enjoyed it more as the season's gone on, comment below if you're feeling it or not. But regardless, my friends, man, I'm looking forward to a new home kit because it just signifies that a new season's set to come, and a new season means new hopes, new challenges, and hopefully new opportunities to win silverware. So what are you guys saying, man? What's your thoughts on the home kit? Let us know below. And now let's discuss a small little update and rumor involving a certain star man from Crystal Palace. And his name is not Mark Gueye this time. Instead, we'll be discussing Eberechi Eze, because rumors today suggest that we may make a surprise move for the player in some capacity in this window, because he does have a lot of admirers at the club. Now, I could probably understand it. Obviously, at the age he's at right now, 26 years old, I think he's reaching his peak years. So that, combined with the fact that he shows great leadership at Crystal Palace, he's a homegrown player as well too, I could understand why a player of his technical quality could interest us. Of course, if you're making moves for Eze, you're definitely saying goodbye to Dewsbury Hall. You're saying goodbye to Felix. You're saying goodbye to Crystal and nkunku. Let's keep it real. But at the same time, I find it interesting because Eze, I would say, plays best as like a 10 or an 8. And I guess that possibility still exists in the system. I know that recently Eze's been cooking under Glasner, playing as a more central attacking mid. The numbers are going up. I mean, this season in 41 appearances, 12 goals, 11 assists. That's a goal and assist contribution in every 2 games. When you're displaying levels like this, it tells me that you're ready for the top, because you are influencing games week in and week out. So I could see why someone of his quality could definitely complement us, but then it just comes down to finding the team balance. I think if there's one thing I need to see this summer window, is like real balance in the team. I don't want to sign any more players that don't have a long shelf life. I don't want to sign any more, experiment players where they've played one position, we sign them to play the inverted role, and then they're not here 6 months later. I think that this has undermined us. And I think this is why we haven't necessarily just safeguarded our positions a lot earlier every time we're competing. It has to be different. And I say this because next season will be 4 times harder when we have Champions League football midweek. And we can't afford to rest players. It's going to be very hard and very new for a lot of these guys. So we need to make sure that we're doing the right things. I don't know, man. Eze is a great player. then I think to myself, yeah, he could be the like competition for Cole Palmer. But then I also think, well, Esteval's going to be here. And didn't his agent and Andre Curry say that the club also saw Esteval as a 10 because that's the position Esteval wants to play in? Who knows? This is where I'm really speculating and hypothesizing. You know what? If you're going to ask me this right now, probably Esteval, bro. Play on the wings for the next 2-3 years just to clock the Premier League before you start thinking too far ahead. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. I'm sure every now and then he might be able to interchange with Palmer. But if you're asking me, I want to see these guys showing that flexibility, swapping positions inside and out. You do that, we could actually cook next season and it would be really exciting. But obviously when you're going for an Eze with 2 years left, this is a big signing. This isn't going to cost you £30 million. There's not a bargain opportunity here. This is a massive commitment. So let's watch this space. But the only thing that would maybe stop me from prioritizing Eze is the fact that he tends to do better centrally. And if you're going to go for an option that can also play in those central areas, he has to also be able to cook out wide, which means that he needs to have that pace requirement. So Eze doesn't have some of those things for the balance in which I'm seeing our squad for next season. But that's only my opinions. Let us know yours below. And now, let's talk one of the big reports coming out from Spain, and it involves, yet again, more reports on Rodrigo of Real Madrid. Now, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I remember when I first made that video on Rodrigo, I think a month or two ago, I had some of you guys in the comment section thinking I was like gassing it, I was like clickbaiting, I was just like trying to like fool you guys, but I kept telling you, listen, I said very clearly, this is my prediction based on how I see things going, because I watch Madrid, I watch other football outside of Chelsea, and I could just sense that there's a big possibility this will be Rodrigo's final season. And now, week by week, reports are intensifying. And today, Sport of Spain revealed that us and Man City have begun making contacts for Rodrigo. Now, realistically, Rodrigo's future will be in the Premier League because that is the only league that has the money to satisfy his wage demands. Let's keep it real. But before I continue on with this report, there is one more thing I want to say. I've been saying this religiously, but securing Champions League football will be the thing that really either sets us or breaks us. And I'm hoping it sets us going forward now because we need CL. Purely based on the fact that with Champions League money, it means that we can show some flexibility with our wage structure. That's all it comes down to. With CL money, of course, we can offer more bonuses. We can offer more attractive packages. And as I keep stressing, all of the players we signed are earning less money because there was clauses in their deals which said that without Champions League football, you get a reduction in your wages, which should automatically communicate that a lot of these guys are getting underfunded, which means that there was more money to play with than what was suggested, right? So from what I am hearing, the club are open to breaking the bank for one marquee signing, one big boy signing that commands big boy wages. But a lot of this rests on securing Champions League football. Let's hope we can do this. But going back to the reports on Rodrigo, this season in like 50 games, 13 goals, 10 assists. Not bad numbers if that was like any one of our players, but the levels are different at Real Madrid. But it's not been a great time for Rodrigo. You know, since that utter disaster class against Barcelona in the Copa del Rey final where Gerard Martin absolutely bagged him for fun. I feel like Rodrigo's mentals are going lower and lower and lower. He's felt like he's being outcasted. He's felt like he's not being respected enough alongside Vinny and Bellingham's when he was just as good as these guys last season in helping Madrid secure all the silverware that they got last season. But fast forward now, and Madrid have a Kylian Mbappe problem. Well, not much of a problem, considering Kylian now has 39 goals this season, which means that he is a new star guy. And I think after finding numerous ways to use all their attacking talent together, it's ended up in defeat. It's impossible to find that correct balance, and it does seem like Rodrigo's future is out the door. Now, reports in Spain revealed that Rodrigo did not want to play against Barcelona in Madrid's 3-4 loss to Barcelona just this weekend. He's told Madrid that his head's not in it. He doesn't want to play for them. And reports have already revealed that Rodrigo wants out and he wants to go. Now, obviously, Xabi Alonso could maybe change the situation, assure him like certain minutes or opportunities or how he's set to use him tactically. But unless Rodrigo knows how to play as a right wing back, I don't see it happening anymore. And it's looking more and more evident that Madrid will be selling Rodrigo in this summer window to use his sale money to fund investments for Xabi Alonso. Madrid will simply see it like this. If they keep Rodrigo, they are keeping a depreciating asset. Someone who doesn't have a long shelf life tactically in the team. Someone who's already regressed a lot very fast second half of the season. They can't afford for him to regress even further, so his market value plummets and plummets. With reports also suggesting that some of his relationships with his teammates are a bit tense right now, but again, you know, with these reports sometimes I don't always take them too serious. They can exaggerate a little bit. Again, the picture is getting painted, and that picture is Rodrigo leaving the front door at the Bernabeu Stadium. I don't know why I'd be doing that. But anyway, my friends, that is the latest on Rodrigo. We are starting those initial conversations, which makes sense, which we have to do because half the Premier League is after him. Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool. Yeah, this is a big opportunity to sign one of the best winger talents in Europe right now, and I feel like if he comes to Chelsea Football Club, he can reinvent himself. I think this is someone that will cook on the left flank in his best position, but I also think in terms of a second best position, that is actually playing as like a second striker because he looks really good in those central areas, yeah? So if I could sign one dream guy on the left flank, it's going to be this guy. So what do you think on Rodrigo updates, my guys? Let us know below. And for the final report, with our needs to secure certain players before the start of the Club World Cup, because we need to have a team that is fully fit and fully fresh, but also with pre-season set to be heavily disrupted due to the timing of the Club World Cup. Securing some players already beforehand is probably the most, wisest strategy we can implement right now. So with players potentially set to come, it also means that we have to accelerate the exits of certain players. And we've learned that recently from Italian reports, we have offered Cristo and Nkunku to Juventus. Now, Cristo still has a lot of interest from European clubs and even Arsenal. We know Arsenal, Bayern, and it seems like Juventus could be showing a desire. I don't know how big the desire is at the moment for Cristo. I do feel like, again, just from my own personal hunch, if any of these clubs really want Cristo, they'll be seeing him as their like number 2, number 3 option, not like the main number 1 guy. Regardless, if you want to force his exit a bit sooner, which I think we'll have to do for some of these guys, because we know that players who don't have a future here won't be taking part in the Club World Cup, which means that their values is going down and down and down. So I do feel like we're going to have to be wise, maybe take a bit of a cut where we have to, or maybe we don't have to considering the book value. And I think that maybe bids of around 40 million could be enough that safeguards us on the books and obviously is a attractive enough price to entice other clubs to make a move and try and sign him. I say this because certain reports have suggested that we want around 52 million for Nkunku. I just think, that's pushing it. That's pushing it, especially with how little he's played second half of the season. But you know what? I do think that Nkunku could cook at Juventus. I think now that, Igor Tudor set to remain here, with the wing-back system they're using, with his versatility in the attack as well, that could be an interesting gambit. But another gambit could be, if we intensify our efforts for Kenan Yildiz, would Juventus necessarily turn down signing Nkunku as part of that deal? I'm sure that's the thing we were all thinking about in terms of this deal. Of course, with Renato Vega maybe remaining there, Cristo and Nkunku. Are you going to do something mad and do like a double deal? Who knows? But you know what? With some of the options that we're looking at in certain positions this season, if there was like 2 main guys I'm signing in attack, it would be Rodrigo or Kudus. I just think that the squad, the team needs this level of player with this level of experience who is about to peak at the right time now. I think that's what we need to add to our team, add to our squad. It can't just be full of young men who are still looking to grow. It's a bit too much, and I'd even sacrifice Kenan Yildiz, but again, that's my ideal window. And there's a big chance that we don't sign anyone that we want, like Rodrigo, Kudos, or anyone. So if that's the case, these options underneath them, like Yildiz's, become interesting players. And if we can somehow involve players that we own in these potential makeshift moves, so be it. So my friends, that is everything today in terms of news updates. There should be another video coming out today or maybe tomorrow, so stay tuned on BlueLionsTV. Show us some love and follow me on TikTok, my guys, and I'll catch you all very soon, man. Love.